Hello Internet people, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 22 and the Sewing Power Hour Challenge. Well, it's been a few days. I haven't filmed anything since Thursday the 17th, so I have 18th, 19th, 20, and 21, 4 days that I haven't sewn, although I did work on my new project. I cut it out this weekend. In case you didn't see my last video, this is what I'm making, the Kielo Wrap Dress, and I'm making it out of this knit peak fabric with this really nice texture. And isn't that a festive color? So festive. So I figure since I haven't actually sewn for about 4 days, I have about 4 hours worth of sewing to catch up on, and I've cleared today's schedule so I can do that today. So I'm just gonna sew extra today, bring you along with me, and hopefully get this dress mostly finished. It was going to be a Christmas dress. Christmas is in 3 days. Today's the 22nd, so I have the 23rd, 24th, and then the 25th is Christmas. I'm not going anywhere for Christmas. I'm just going to be here at the house, but I thought, why not have a new dress for it, right? So in order to get it finished and film something for you to see the final product, I do want to try to get it done today or tomorrow, but we'll see. So we better get started. So I spent some time yesterday working out how I was going to sew this dress. I don't have a serger, and so I was trying to figure out if I should use my vintage machine with the zigzag attachment or a more modern machine with the stretch stitch or even a zigzag stitch on that one. So first I was experimenting with the vintage machine with the zigzag attachment, and I thought I would show you. This is the zigzag attachment box for the vintage Singer sewing machine. I have the 99K, and it works very similarly to how the buttonhole machine works. This is the attachment, and this attaches to the needle bar, and so when the needle goes up and down, it rotates this gear, and basically it moves the fabric in a zigzag shape. I think a lot of modern machines obviously move the needle zigzag to make the stitch, and anyways, because this is a straight stitch machine, they created this attachment a long time ago to move the fabric in a zigzag shape and be able to sew with knits or whatever else you want to do with the zigzag stitch. So it comes with this booklet, and the booklet copyright is actually 1937, 38, 39, and 50. So this technology they created in the 30s, or even before probably. It's probably just this particular attachment that's from the 30s, but anyways, it talks all about how to use it. So anyways, I pulled that out yesterday, and I was trying to see if that would work with the fabric. It did not. So what happened was the fabric just wouldn't go through the machine. The feed dogs wouldn't pull it through. It would probably be fixed with like a walking foot, and I don't even know if you can get a walking foot for these vintage machines. But I tried adjusting the pressure of the presser foot. I tried a bunch of different things, but it just like would not feed through. This is actually kind of a thicker fabric. It's a double knit actually. It's 2 layers. It's created with 2 layers sewn together, kind of like a gauze, but anyways, it's different than that. Anyway, so when you double it up, it's actually quite thick. So it wasn't moving through the machine properly. It was getting stuck. So I just kind of decided to abandon that. I'm not going to waste any more time with trying to figure it out right now, because obviously we have a time limit for this project. So the next thing I tried was my Simplicity Denim Star, which is a very inexpensive machine that my husband bought back in college to hem his jeans. He actually knew how to sew before I did. But anyways, I kind of commandeered that machine, and that has been kind of my workhorse machine for most of my sewing life. It's really inexpensive, but it has worked really well for the last many years. I think it might be dying now, but anyways, it has multiple stitches. It has a triple stretch straight stitch on it, and so I was messing around with that. I'm just not happy with it. If I had an example, I would show you, but it doesn't really matter. I was messing around with tension, started actually sewing a seam with it. didn't look great. I don't know if it's a tension issue or what, but it goes really slow. It takes forever to sew that stitch. And I don't know if that's just this machine or all of the machines sew a triple stretch stitch that way. Wasn't happy with it. So then I was trying a zigzag stitch, and I think I'm just gonna go with that for now. The fabric's not super, I mean, it's stretchy, but it's actually kind of stable. So I think it's only like a 25% stretch. So it doesn't need to be a super stretchy stitch. And especially for this dress, I think it's kind of a loose fitting dress, so the chances of popping a seam are probably lower. I mean, you never know, but anyways, I think the zigzag will work for now. But let me tell you, this is the last time that I sew any sort of knit without a serger. It's just, I don't like it. The zigzag, I don't love the zigzag stitch. I don't think it's the best choice. This triple stretch straight stitch also is not ideal, especially on the machine that I have. So yeah, it's time for a serger, and I was gonna ask for one for Christmas, but I decided against it. I didn't want to spend the money. I mean, ask for Christmas, meaning I would buy it myself for Christmas, for my own Christmas gift. I didn't want to spend the money, blah blah blah, but yeah, maybe for my birthday, because my birthday's in February. So okay, so now that I've blabbed on and on and on, and probably are fairly incoherent at this point, I'm going to get to sewing. Actually, probably should tidy up my workspace a little bit before I get going. It's basically exploded into a Santa Christmas workshop at this point. All of our Christmas boxes are up here, everything's up here, it's a mess. But maybe I'll try to ignore it. No, I'm gonna try to film some sewing, so I don't want you to see this kind of disaster mess. Anyways, let's get started. This is the machine that I'm going to be using, the Simplicity Denim Star. I'm not sure that they actually make it anymore, but it was like an $80 or $90 machine at the time, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe even 14. Anyways, it's lasted this long, and it sews pretty slowly, but you know, it's been a workhorse. It's been very consistent. I've never had to take it in. It's never broken. It does what it's supposed to do. And if you can find it, if you're a beginner and you need an inexpensive sewing machine, and you can find it, I would recommend it. Your mileage may vary, but this is what we're gonna do. We're doing a zigzag stitch, and we better get started. Hello, hi, how are you? It's been about 3.5 hours. I took a small lunch break, and I've just been chugging along, listening to Barack Obama's book, and we have something that is starting to resemble a dress. Let me show you. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Okay, we have a neckline, we have part of a sleeve, and a neckline. It doesn't seem like that much of a dress, but feels like it. So my camera is dying, so I'm gonna have to plug that in, and then we're gonna be sewing the side seams, the tie, and probably doing the hems, and then we'll be done. So yeah, I said at the beginning I was gonna sew for 4 hours to make up for it. It's been 3.5. I think I'll probably just keep sewing because I don't really have anything better to do. So the whole sewing power hour challenge is kind of falling apart, but that's okay. More sewing is better, always. So I'm working on sewing the ties, and I sewed the first tie and everything was fine. And now I've been sewing the second tie, and for some reason it keeps getting all like twisted. And I've redone it twice now, maybe, and it just keeps like twisting on itself, and I do not know why. But now I have to basically take out all of this and redo it and hope it doesn't twist out again. Okay, so I've been sewing since 1 o'clock and it's 9:30 with only breaks for lunch and dinner. So I've officially failed the sewing power hour challenge. I've sewed for many more hours than 1 hour. So yeah, that's that. But I'm almost finished with the dress, the Kielo dress. I only have one side seam, the hem, the vent, and the sleeve seams left. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that tomorrow, just in time for Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna call it a night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.